Morning. This is Michelle in Ghana. This is a cool morning after a night of heavy rains. My roof did the usual thing. It let the rain in the ridge cap area, so water was running down the walls. The whole area was wet. It's not rendered outside and inside in some areas, so water was pouring in because the rain was just beating. Very nice weather last night. I'm not even alarmed about the rain through the walls and through the back door. It just is what it is until it fixed. But I was called yesterday by someone. I think I mentioned already that there are sometimes videos that I let out and people either comment or reach out for reasons. This one had a conversation with him regarding the video. One of the things I noticed was that have you ever had one of those friends or so-called friends who call to engage in dialogue, but it becomes a monologue? They talk so much you can't get even a word in edgewise. It's like if they consistently talk and don't give you an opportunity to talk, it makes what they're saying more factual. I don't know what it makes, but I love to ask Claude and ChatGPT questions. I have done psychology over the years. There are things that I just know. Maybe because I read so much, but there are things that I just know, right? And I don't just think I know and run ahead and say it. A lot of the times I double check my information. I research, whether it's through Google or ChatGPT or Claude. But I do research. And some of the times I'm say positive about it and I say it or write it and somebody questions it and I double check again, right? So I don't just put things out there. And I've always believed people who call and say they're having a conversation and they just talk and don't allow you to talk, you have to be very wary of them. They lie, one, and two, they're likely to lie, one, and two, they don't allow you to talk because they just don't want you to say what you have to say. I checked that out on I think it was Claude, and in plain terms, they are using another human being as a speaking mirror, present enough to validate what they're saying, but prevent you from reflecting anything back that might disturb the speaker's inner world. I kind of believe that there's something else too that it says that narcissistic communication, the other person's response is neither expected nor truly desired. The listener is an audience, not a participant. Definitely, I was not a participant in the two conversations I've had with this person. And each time I try to point out it doesn't make sense to call me, to ask me, or even to tell me something and don't expect me to respond to it. They call it monologic communication also, because I told a person specifically last night when they called that they were having a monologue. This is not a dialogue. And up to nearing the end, because the person, to show you how the person did not want to have a conversation or a dialogue. When I tried to respond, I have to call you back next time and whatever. No opportunities to talk. The weird thing was the person called trying to tell me that they're calling out of concern. And the request was for me to do a video to apologize. And the verbal flooding speech torrent, as we call it, and as ChatGPT call it, see, may I look on it, say it too. Anyway, the monologue was to request that I apologize for saying. I'm not going to tell you all the going around and jumping from points and all of that went on. But the focus of the it's not a dialogue, the monologue was that I said birds of a feather flock together in a video. And that video specifically speak to a very, very, very disrespectful comment a male made to me. And I guess because I said birds of a feather flock together, the friends, or those who call themselves that person's friends, at a point, that's the only thing I can assume. Because to ask me to apologize for giving my opinion about a statement that was made to me that I found offensive is kind of ridiculous. Tell me if I'm wrong. So I looked up, because people say sayings, and many people don't understand. Sayings are, in fact, sayings that people put together based on human behavior, human situation. Research has proven them. In this particular case, we're not talking about every other saying. The saying that birds of a feather flock together is a science that psychologists and sociologists have proven to be true. Now, the only reason why I would be requested to apologize, don't ask me who I'm to apologize to. Because if a male approached me and gave me a very derogative statement or question, disrespectful to me as a woman and a person, asking me to apologize, the first question I'd ask is, am I to apologize to someone who was rude and disrespectful to me by asking such a nasty question? And my response is no apology is required. No apology is needed. No apologies should be given. I deserve an apology. So let's break it down. If I said birds of a feather flock together, the offense in this case would be the friends. And I am being requested, and this is just me speculating, correct me if I'm wrong. I am speculating that this person themselves was offended by the statement because to specifically identify that rude, inappropriate question and then say birds of a feather flock together, it means that this person is a friend of the person who made the statement and is offended that I think they are the same as the person who made the statement. But to call me and ask me to apologize proves that the mindset of this person and the one who was rude and disrespectful is the same. Outside of my situation, let's go general. And based on what the situation, all of this came up from, and what I asked ChatGPT is saying exactly what I'm saying. Persons who are friends with this person have the same ideological structures. They have validated the person's behavior more than once for that person to feel it was okay to ask me such a question. To ask me to apologize suggests that all you're offended about is that I am literally saying you are the same person. No, please note, I didn't call any names in the video. The only reason why this person would be offended to be called his friend is because they know what I said. I told that person what was said in plain text. And the prior conversation, the person asked me if I would have responded the same way if he had asked the question. My response is yes. Let me tell you what ChatGPT said. The proposition that birds of a feather flock together, there's a science. What is the science? It's a well-documented sociological and psychological principle that people tend to associate with others who share similar values, attitudes, and behaviors. Now, this person was very Nice to point out that I'm a teacher. Yes, as a teacher who taught for over 20 years, I have observed high school students, teenagers. I have a school primary students. I've observed elementary students. Every single situation, group situation, there are children who act the same way because they have the same idea. They come from the same background in terms of parental and sociological, economical. Their environments are similar. Birds of a feather flock together has always been a comment that people make lightly, but many persons don't understand the construct behind it. It is not an opinion. Any man who approaches a woman, and the first thing in terms of sharing a liking for the woman or attraction, and they say, I like your breasts, I like your butt, how your private parts are fat, how your breasts are big, look at her breasts. They are objectifying the woman once. It's very disrespectful. 2, any man who says something like that and has friends that they talk to regularly, drink together, eat together, socialize regularly, they go the same places together, they are the same. That's not just a belief, that's fact. Social science. In fact, when I asked ChatGPT, I asked him specifically, I cited the background of this statement that I made, all of that. And they said in a male social group, studies in social psychology confirm that men who hold objectifying views toward women tend to cluster in peer groups that normalize. They make these attitudes seem normal. It is normal to approach a woman that way. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not even looking at her. She an adult. Me, I don't just ask her a question. And if you don't know better, you start to feel like it is normal and I just you out of date. It's not an out of date thing. It's not about out of date. It's not about me being prim and proper. It's not about me having a problem with men. It's about your approach, not my approach. You do not, it is not normal. It is not the norm. It should not happen where a man approach a woman and in expressing a liking, and it's not even expressing a liking in my case, you know. Well, I don't know. Because if that's the way to express a liking, I'm without words. I'm without words. But back to what I'm saying about birds of a feather flock together. This is what ChatGPT say. Attitude alignment and friendship. That is how people who are friends with this person behave. Just like him. They have reinforced his belief that it was normal to act that way. Someone who says that in public to someone has done it before. The view Claude has is that this is a very vulgar sexual remark about a stranger's body. Technically, I was a stranger to the person. Didn't know him long, and he approached me saying that. No, I'm not going to read everything ChatGPT say. I am saying it is a fact that men, women, children who have the same structural beliefs, the same moral values, moral compass, worldview, political and otherwise, they come together in the same group. Final statement, the saying holds. It holds. I did not misspeak. I did not say a lie. I did not say an opinion in this case. The statement on its own, birds of a feather flock together, is valid. The company a person keeps is rarely accidental. We choose our friends. We choose who we sit and dialogue with. We choose who we eat and drink with. Especially if we consistently do it. Now, I propose this person asked me to apologize because they themselves and all who considers themselves a friend of this person were offended. I have no idea why they would be offended. Think about it. Why would you be offended? To call me and ask me to apologize suggests that you and the friends are offended. It also suggests that you, since he was the only one I stated exactly what happened to, that it was discussed among the friends, because he didn't say he had a problem. He said it's gone out, make it sound like the video is viral, and the consensus was there were persons offended by that statement in particular. But according to science, research, nothing is wrong with my statement, and I will not be apologizing for making such a statement. Take it away from the context of the video that I did. Everywhere you go in the world, whether it's an African nation, or Caribbean nation, a European, everywhere you go in the world, people who think the same, believe the same, cluster together. They believe the same. If it's women treatment, they treat women the same. If it's children's treatment, they treat children the same. Their ideology is the same. Not me say that. Science say that. So that's all. It's not me. I don't want to be all over the place. I am not upset. I don't want anybody to call me and think that I don't have a say in the conversation. I don't want anybody to call me and talk like I don't have a right to respond to. And persons who are watching my videos, I don't want anybody to watch my videos and believe that it is okay to tell me that I did something wrong in it and we don't have a discussion as to why you think it is wrong and what you expect me to do about it. I guarantee if you have a point, I have a point. And if I am wrong in any point, and let me tell you something that I always do. When anything I do bounces back on me, right or wrong, I question friends, people I respect. I have directed persons to watch the video. The video that is it's not causing me any heartache. I said what I said and it's done. I didn't point fingers at anybody specifically except my personal experience that I shared. I didn't call any names, and I'm not sure why I'm being called by the same person twice in a row. I was not allowed to share my opinion. I was not allowed to respond to the criticism, and I was expected to apologize. The last thing I'm going to say that ChatGPT says is that apart from the fact that a statement like that objectifies women and sexualizes them, it says anybody who says something like this, their social circle that they're moving, where women are rooting in his friends, are statistically unlikely. Statistically unlikely. So let me be clear. Anyone, any man, any woman who objectifies men, any man who objectifies women in a disrespectful, make inappropriate comments about their bodies, His friends are statistically, her friends are statistically unlikely to hold meaningfully different views. Because people who genuinely respected women or respect men would not remain close to someone who behaves that way. So they have a right to be offended. Can't say no about that. But do I need to apologize for saying what I did? No, I do not. And that's my two little piece of saying in the Most High name. Thank you for listening. Be careful how you approach people. If you're having a conversation, have a conversation. And please allow the person you engage. He called my phone to engage me in conversation. Allow the person to speak. Allow me to speak. I'm not an idiot. I don't claim to be the world's most high-thinking genius, but I'm still not an idiot. And I don't take gaslighting lightly. Have a good day.